Welcome everybody to Digital Transformation World in Copenhagen. I'm Brian Kracik from Google Cloud, and we're focused on helping create and deliver an AI-driven telecom. And I am fortunate to have with me today, Fari and David from Pegasystems. Guys, welcome.
Hey Brian,
Hi, nice to
Doing
meet you.
great. Hey, could you guys introduce yourselves?
Yeah, my name's Fari Pirouz, Senior Director and Industry Principal for Cars.
Thanks, Fari and David.
Dave Wells, based in London, and I'm a go-to-market vice president for Pega, working on our strategic relationship.
So we've been doing work together for many years now and trying to advance the industry and really help out what we're doing in communications. What are some of the problems that you guys are looking at and we're solving in the marketplace?
I think one of the interesting things is today's telco CSPs are constrained by legacy. You know, so 50 to 60% of revenue is spent on maintaining that legacy. And that's one of the real challenges. We need to help those CSPs free up that legacy and free up that spend so they can be creative and more innovative. That's one of the key problems that we see.
And so an interesting thing is, have we seen that coming down over time? They're spending 50 to 60%. Was it 70 the year before, or are we just flatlined right now?
I think the challenge is it's flatlining and it's destroying those margins. So we would all hunker back to the days of the 90s where you saw return on investment, shareholder returns being fantastic, double-digit growth, all of that rich color coming back to telcos. Unfortunately, we're seeing growth of 2-3% and margins relatively flat.
So the promise of AI, this is a subject we all know and love, should help with some of that, yeah?
Absolutely. I think there's an opportunity to almost revolutionize the way we think. So, you've got technical debt, and you can now use AI to understand what's inside that complexity, bring that into modern day software automatically, expose it to agentic AI that can perform work on your behalf, and then be reading and writing to underlying data capabilities, in a cloud native environment that's super agile, super elastic. Put all of that together, we've got this amazing palette of opportunity. Still requires change management, still requires innovation, but it's a great window of opportunity for us to attack those ratios.
Now, I tell you what, it was last year or the year before, we were working on the hyper-personalized aspect in a Catalyst project, leveraging AI. And so with the speed of AI happening so fast, it's just so fast and it's evolving. How are you guys viewing that speed of development, and how are you integrating that into the customer's outcomes?
I mean, first of all, you're quite right. We won an amazing award here 2 years ago. We were a moonshot finalist last year, evolving that catalyst. And there we showed the power of statistical AI for predictive and adaptive treatments for consumers. Next best action, next best offer, which is an amazing business case in itself. Along comes generative AI. Add the two things together, you've got two amazing sides of the brain, really. And that's opened up a whole new set of opportunities to look at lots and lots of different use cases across the telecoms environment.
And what are some of those use cases that you're starting to see, and like we're finding, yeah, this is a great place to start, or it's a better place to press on?
I think, first of all, we absolutely need the likes of Google to do that, to make this scalable for like an as a service. And Pega's capability takes that service, and we're building those agentic capabilities. And recently we've seen one particular telco that I interviewed a couple of weeks ago say for every €1 investment, they got €4 return, which is a 400% return, which is amazing, using that agentic capability, compressing down design time down from like 3 months down to a couple of days, around a week. But what was more impressive is that business case wasn't built over 5 years, 4, 3, even 2 years. It's actually done within 6 to 12 months. So a person within the telco can go back and demonstrate to their CFO, their head of finance, that they've delivered that business case and return that value. Because there's a lot of, I wouldn't say distrust in the industry, but there's not enough trust in the AI capability and the AI outcome. And these outcomes and this value absolutely push that down and say it can be done, you can get a return.
So I tell you what, let's talk a little bit more about agents. product, and not just one agent, it's going to be a multitude of agents. What's your view on agents? How much should they do? How little should they do? How do we do A to A? So on and so forth.
So first of all, within our own product, we have agents performing, tasks and actually communicating with each other. So we're very much a supporter of that design model. But equally, the whole world is encouraging developers to look at different types of agents. And I think generally speaking, agents talking to agents, relatively small agents helping each other is what I'm seeing as a pattern. Now, and we love that. So you've got your agent space initiative. There you're going to have an environment where you're bringing your ISVs in, building choice around agent capability. And we want to be able to subscribe and publish and subscribe to that model and utilize those agents within our orchestration capabilities. So I think it's the best of both worlds. And I think those design patterns will continue to improve and evolve. So it's a pretty powerful paradigm I think we're moving into.
Well, first of all, I love the design patterns. I love the fact that, again, we're here to provide choice and leveraging those tools and being able to create what is needed for the customers. And what are some of the primary benefits that are out there to grab?
I think, first of all, it's giving that, just touching on that last point from Dave, it's giving that informed choice. It's not no choice and railroad, you've only got that, but how working in collaboration with Google and providing that choice of AI. And it's the right AI at the right time that gives that benefit to deliver that capability. And I think that is fundamental, because you can't have a huge behemoth AI just using it to carry out simple sums. What you want to do is the right AI to orchestrate that and do that in the best possible way with the best possible underpinnings to make sure that data and information gets to that outcome. So I think that is fundamentally key that we do that.
And there's a cost to this. It's not free. So there's compute power, there's latency, there's all of these factors that come into play to help build and drive and deliver that value. So I think it's great that we've come together in a partnership. How will we evolve that partnership over the last couple of years?
Well, I think it started with Pega becoming an ISV on TCP. That gave us a foundational model. Since then, we've really got to know each other. We've got a much better understanding of your end-to-end, technical architecture, and you're constantly innovating, bringing in, what I would call, infrastructure capabilities, and we are leveraging those in our designs. So everything from the front end, acquisition information, the way we deploy, the way we use agents. Agent space is a good example. Gemini, for example, if we're driving our blueprints, that's the way we do design. We're using the Gemini models in that execution, all the way to the back end where we're talking about BigQuery or Vertex, and then landing it, on the actual infrastructure itself. So the entire thing is being supported by a very powerful joined up infrastructure. And then you've got, of course, commercial models that clients benefit from that make it affordable and to allow them to get away from that legacy to that cloud native environment. And that's where you could start to attack those, those ratios you mentioned at the beginning to get more innovation into the model.
And getting more of that data in the cloud in a cloud native fashion just really helps enable you guys to create and develop and deliver more as well.
Yes. So I think it's fundamentally key. When we jointly go to a customer, we've created that trust because we trust each other. They trust us because of that partnership. And you want to make it so that it's not something that needs to be considered deeply, because we're building on that capability, building on that trust. We're synonymous with giving the right technology at the right time to deliver the right outcome and the right value. And I think that's fundamental. A customer doesn't want the complexity. A customer doesn't want the challenge. What they want to do is try to serve their customers the best. And what we want to do is trying to give them the tools and the techniques how to do that collectively and let them move on with the change and the organization, development and culture to make them the best that they can be.
Removing complexity, driving AI and leveraging AI to help do that and coming together in a partnership. Kari, David, I really appreciate the conversation. And I'm looking forward to doing more for our communication service providers.
Great. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate it.
And that's it for now from Digital Transformation World at Copenhagen.